Hi, I'm Sarah and I'm a doctor. I have a family history of osteoporosis. 6 years ago, I had breast cancer, so I can't take many of the conventional treatments to stop me getting osteoporosis. So here are my top tips on how you can prevent it. Firstly, your diet is really important in preventing osteoporosis. It's vital that you have a calcium-rich diet. A lot of people think of this as being a diet that's very heavy in dairy products, but there are many alternatives that you can eat that still contain high levels of calcium, but not the lactose. Tofu, for example, is very, very rich in calcium, and a lot of green leafy vegetables like kale and spinach are also high in calcium. So you don't have to concentrate on milk and cheese and yogurt, as there are alternatives. In order for your bones to create a strong support structure, they don't only need calcium, they also need vitamin D. Vitamin D is supplied by natural sunshine. We've all been given a lot of advice recently about not exposing ourselves to too much sunlight, but a healthy outdoors lifestyle is vital to be able to convert the calcium that you take in your diet into vitamin D to make those bones strong and healthy. Alternatively, as a supplementary source of vitamin D, having a lot of oily fish in your diet, such as mackerel or tuna, also helps. Here's top tip number 3. Take exercise. It's got to be weight-bearing exercise. You have to be able to give your skeleton what's called a healthy jolt. So that's exercise with some form of impact. Brisk walking, jogging, dancing is absolutely fantastic, but it's that impact that's going to create strong, healthy bones. Lastly, in terms of the tips, it is actually really important to cut down on smoking and alcohol. Now, I know doctors will tell you that about any problem that you go to them with, but nicotine and alcohol are both absolutely detrimental to your bone health. You may be wondering how you would know if you had osteoporosis or indeed were at risk of developing osteoporosis, and there are certain things that are important in establishing that. So some of your risk factors may be: has one of your relatives had a fracture from a fairly trivial injury? Indeed, has one of your relatives had a test and been diagnosed as having osteoporosis? The other thing is, do you eat a healthy diet? There are lots of checklists out there on the internet that you can find for the sort of things that you should be eating. Lastly, and this may come as a surprise, there's a lot talked about in the press about the problems of obesity. One of the real problems of having a low body mass index, in other words being significantly underweight, is that that can lead to poor bone health.